Hello everyone, welcome to today's lecture. So yesterday we reached till page number 42 of chapter 4 science 2. Okay, now we may move on to page number 43. Keep your textbooks open. Page number 43. Next topic is sacred grooves. Okay, sacred grooves. Sacred means divine, which is something which is related to God. Okay, sacred means related to God. Sacred grooves, and grooves means small forest. You cannot call it as forest exactly, but it is a region where the organisms are, animals are more, human beings are less. Okay, and such regions where the animal life is more, it is said to be a groove. Okay, groove. Animal life means an forest ecosystem. It is a part of forest ecosystem. We can say the forest conserved in the name of God and considered to be sacred is called as sacred grove. These are in fact sanctuaries conserved by the society and not by the government forest department. Actually, it does not come under forest department, but it is a part of normal life. For us, when we travel through the ghats. Okay, when we travel through the ghats, we are having forests on the sides. Those forests, we can call it as groves. The forest conserved in the name of God, it is called as sacred groves. These are in fact sanctuaries conserved by the society and not by the government forest department. As it has been conserved in the name of God, it has special protection. These clusters of thick forests are present not only in Western Ghats of India but in the entire country. Okay, as given in the diagram, as shown in the diagram, you may see a particular area besides the mountains. If you build a temple, okay, there, then generally people don't go there to for amusement. Okay, they consider it as a sacred place and take care of that place. So that is said to be sacred groves. We are having several small temples in our ghats. You might have seen. Okay, those temples are taken care of by the people who live in those villages. Okay, so and that particular area is maintained by the people living in those villages. It is not destroyed by human activities. So that is said to be sacred groves. More than 13,000 sacred groves have been reported in India. Where are such sacred groves in Maharashtra? We are having several sacred groves in Ahmednagar, Chandrapur, Kolhapur, Nasik, Satara, Sangli, Pune. Okay, I repeat, Ahmednagar, Chandrapur, Kolhapur, Nasik, Satara, Sangli, Pune. Okay, in Pune, you might have observed when you go for picnics, you might have seen some small temples which are situated in small jhadi. You might have heard. Okay, small grooves. They are called as grooves. Enlist and discuss. Some symbols are given below. Find the meaning of those symbols in relation to environment conservation. Make a list of other such symbols. You may see those symbols and write what do they mean below that in the textbook itself. The first one is dispose waste in dustbin. Okay. Next is conserve energy, where they have shown a plug. Okay, and shown the green color, that is save energy or conserve energy. Third is save fuel. Okay, save fuel. It is not concerned with recycling. It is not concerned with cycling. It is concerned with save fuel. When you cycle, when you use a cycle instead of a vehicle, you are saving fuel. Several students write the meaning of that as recycling. Okay, so you may note it is not recycling, it is save fuel. And the fourth one is save water. Okay, now these two questions are very, very important questions from this chapter. That is the meaning of all those symbols and the meaning of sacred groves. Now, in a box towards the right hand side, how can biodiversity be conserved? Even that is an important 2-mark question. You may learn any 4 points which you find easy. Protecting the rare species of organisms, establishing national parks and sanctuaries, declaring some regions as bioreserves. Bioreserves means they are some particular region, a particular region where no any human activities are allowed. It is only for wild animals. It is only for wild animals. So such regions are called as bioreserves. Okay, in those regions you cannot cut trees, you cannot build temples, you cannot do anything. So declaring some regions as bioreserves, projects for conservation of special species, conserving all plants and animals, observing the rules, maintaining record of traditional knowledge. Okay, traditionally all the knowledge of organisms has to be maintained, it has to be studied. Out of these 7 you may learn any 4. It is an important 2-mark question. Next, till now we have studied the rules and regulations about environmental conservation and protection. In this lesson, many people in the society are voluntarily coming together to perform this work. Many institutes at state, national and international level are involved in this work. Okay, they have given the names of some voluntary organizations and international environment organizations. Okay, they can ask you to name 2 or 3 voluntary organizations or 2 or 3 international environmental organizations. So it is important for you to read this part. There is a statement in the last paragraph in that box itself. It is an objective question. Greenpeace is world's largest organization engaged in environmental activities. You may mark, Greenpeace is world's largest organization engaged in environmental activities. Okay, so this page of the chapter is very, very important. Page number 42 and page number 43. There are several questions. Okay, on page number 43 you are having question on sacred groves, then the symbols, then how can biodiversity be conserved, and what are the different organizations. Okay, now we may move on to page number 44. Think and answer. Attempts at various levels are performed for conserving environment. Role of the person is defined as per these levels. Some roles are given below. Which role would you like to perform? Okay, this chart is also important. You may learn the chart. My role in the environment. We will start with control. Okay, so we will see there are several points on control, production, awareness, prevention, preservation and conservation. Okay, first we will start with control. Preventing the harm, stopping the harmful activities, changing the mindset. Okay, we can control ourselves and others. Preventing the harm, stopping the harmful activities and changing the mindset. Production. What can we do to produce? Revival of harmed factors of the environment. Attempting innovation. Okay, so use new methods so you are not affecting the environment. Awareness. What can we do for awareness? Education, guidance, awareness, imitation, organization, participation. Okay, generally several movements are organized for afforestation. Okay, for Vriksharopan. You might have heard about Vriksharopan. You can participate in that, and spreading awareness about that, spreading education about that. All these we can do for awareness. Next is prevention. What can we do under prevention? Preventing possible harms, designing new plans, factors harmful to the environment. Okay, we can prevent from doing harm to the environment. We can change our plans accordingly so that we are not disturbing the environment. The factors harmful to the environment we may prevent. Next is preservation. Preserving whatever has been left over. Okay, now all the deforestation has been done. Now whatever has been left over could be preserved. Remedies to prevent further loss. So further loss could be prevented. Preserving unknown regions. Now conservation, conserving the available resources. So all these points you may learn it accordingly and write. Okay, this question is asked. This is an important part, but if you are having any question on your role in the environment, okay, what can you do for what is your role in the environment, and what do you wish to do? On page number 46 there is a box, a pledge for life. You may take that page. Page number 46, a pledge for life. Okay, so it is a pledge. I pledge for adopting the following principles for happy and satisfactory life of all organisms on the earth. Okay, so if you are having a question on what do you wish to do, you can write these points also. Okay, it is from the textbook itself. So what can we do? I will always try for conservation and sustainable management of natural resources. Now what do you mean by sustainable management? Sustainable management means we have to manage the resources like water, nutrients, etc. for the present generation and for the next generation also. Okay, so we should be using it as such that we are using it for the present generation, that means our generation, and you are going to maintain it, live something for next generation also. Okay, so that is the meaning of sustainable management. I repeat the statement. I will always try for conservation and sustainable management of natural resources. I will make the change that I am expecting. Okay, whatever you are expecting, whatever you want, that change you may bring in yourself first. I will be committed for the safety of entire life on the earth. I will educate the people about benefits of conservation and coexistence. Okay, even these points you might include your answer in your answer, and that of on page number 44, whatever has been given in the chart. Now you may mark this much in your textbook. This is all for today. Thank you.